Okay, so I realized that I moved the picture out of the frame for a good part of that. So I'm gonna do one more right here. See if I can catch it in the frame. I mean, I don't have any special technique or anything. This is just a quick process of trying to mass produce stuff. So I'm gonna draw another little Ratling guy, little kobold vermin. I was thinking this one might be a little smarter than the others. This is gonna be like an elder, maybe a wizard of some type. And the whole concept of these guys is they steal everything they've got, so I need to make his stuff look like he probably stole it. Let's give him a hood. Hoods always, well not always, but often to me, signify someone who's like probably from years of playing Dungeons and Dragons. Symbolizes someone who's a wizard or has secrets. Even lots of baubles and stuff he's collected over the years. My belt here. Put some stitching here. He's smart enough that he has done a little repair work on his own clothing. He's a little smarter than these others. A little scarf thing here. I want his dagger to still be really crude. Basically just cleavers or rough shapes of metal that have been sharpened down. Then you can see I didn't leave enough room for his other arm here because I was trying to save paper. So I'm probably just going to draw it over here. Just think about how the shape of it, draw his arm coming out like so. This is his shoulder, his chest. Again, this is just how I do it. I'm sure that I was supposed to plan out everything, and I've grew up learning without enough paper and all that fun stuff, so Photoshop does all that work for me. Let's give him a staff, kinda. It's splintered down here at the bottom, so he's wrapped it to keep it from splintering anymore. Got a little magical piece of metal here. Maybe it came from someone's enchanted weapon or something like that. He doesn't know how to use it right. He just tied it to the staff because it's magic. some teeth hanging here that he's collected. There we go. And just jump to it, just start inking it. If anything, sometimes proportions are off a little bit. With a character like this, I don't think it matters too much, but sometimes, like, maybe I drew this arm a little off because I didn't draw it next to the character like I was supposed to. Which way? Here we go, this arm here. Just resize it in Photoshop, man, after you scan it. I'm probably teaching you guys all the bad habits. It's hard not to move the clipboard while I'm drawing. I move it a lot, especially when I'm inking. The really fun and important part of doing this kind of work for me is I love adding these little details like the teeth and stuff, and I like to try to think about how they're attached. I don't know if other people appreciate it. It certainly doesn't hurt to have those little details in place. Like, I didn't even have this belt buckle drawn in, but I was just thinking this needs a belt buckle. Some way for him to have put it on in the first place. Bag here. Another belt across here. Put some stitches all through this here. His crude little stitches, but at least he made the effort. No, my allergies are tearing me up. I had a sneezing fit there. Figured you guys don't want to hear that. These are little straps around his ankles. I'm gonna put like little tufts of cloth poking out from under him. Not sure why anybody would actually do that, just tie cloth around your ankles, but it looks cool. He's going to be a little smaller also than the others in game. So I'm being a tiny bit more sloppy with his elements because I know he's going to be reduced down in size. Making him a little smaller. He had to use his brain a little more to survive, so to make up for his lack of size, that's why he's the spellcaster. But I really want to focus on the bobbles from this arm. It's going to be a part that's jutting out. It's going to be kind of iconic of this particular unit that the player encounters. They'll know instantly when they see this arm poking out that this is this guy again. So to make this arm really stand out. Doing really nasty long nails. He doesn't fight as much as the others, so his nails haven't broken off. The splintered wood, I think that looks pretty cool. Makes his staff is a little less refined than your general wizards. I know most of the players aren't going to appreciate these little details, or maybe they don't realize that they do. I'm not sure. I think it's still good practice, though. Oh, I want to sneeze so bad. Maybe I'll make this fancy piece of metal that he's got have a very specific look. Like, maybe I'll make it shimmer green or something. And then later in the game, I'll show like a race of super intelligent magical beings who all their stuff looks like that. That way it's like, if you really pay attention, you'll be like, hey, that dude stole that. That rat stole that from one of those guys. He didn't come up with that himself. Probably won't be worth mentioning, but I like to try to hide little things like that, and it tickles me whenever a player notices. Here I'm outlining it so that I can flood fill it quick when I'm working in Photoshop. If you hear me clicking, I'm actually queued on my computer to get into a MechWarrior game, and so I'm checking to make sure that they haven't gotten in yet without me. His nose and mouth here are poking out past his chest, so I went ahead and darkened the line around them to bring that to the front. I was reading about fairies earlier, and a lot of fairies like things like baubles, and I was trying to think of something maybe for these guys to like. I'm thinking now maybe it could be teeth. Since I drew so many teeth on him, I might go back and draw some teeth just floating out like this. And then in Photoshop, I'll take these and I'll paint them up, I'll color them, and I'll take them and I'll place them all over the other rats as well. I've got these guys here too to do. I'll go and I'll place the little teeth hanging off their belts and stuff, and it'll tie them together. You'll know that these guys are together. Either they're the same type of people, or maybe they're the same tribe or something like that. But yeah, I think that'll be a cool symbol for these guys. I'm not doing a... Oh, I got off the screen again, damn it. I'm not doing a darkened line here because I know this is actually going to be connected here. It's his arm right here. His arm right here is going to connect to his body right here, so I'm not outlining it there because that'd look weird. Alright. So that's pretty much done. Ready for Photoshop. I tried to keep it on screen a little better this time. I'll come up with a better work area. But I move constantly around. I'll turn it this way and do something, turn it this way and do something, and it makes it really hard to record.